Good morning, Shabbat B'char, Jewish Matan Shekdoshim v'Taurim. We are approaching Matan Torah. In a few days, a week, we are going to, Bezrat Hashem, get the Torah from God. We have to get it every day, but this is a procedure that we are preparing ourselves in the Sfirat HaOmer to get to this moment that we are getting the Torah from the Kodesh Baruch Hu. And our parasha, we're starting a new book, Bamidbar. And the book starts in a very interesting way, telling us about, listen, 1 minute. If you look at the end of Sefer Vayikra, it's Behar Sinai, and here is Midbar Sinai. Is there a connection? Of course there is. There's always a connection. Now, what is the desert of Sinai? And what's the mountain of Sinai? On the mountain of Sinai, by the way, we got the Torah. And this was happening in the desert of Sinai. And the Midrash tells us that בשלושה דברים מקנית התורה. באש, במדבר ובמים. With fire, desert, and water. And there are a lot of explanation how it goes, but I want to give a simple explanation that will give us the point of view. What is a desert? The desert, for example, the best way is if you go, for example, drive to Eilat, and you stop in the middle of the Arava road, go in one of those parking spots that like they look deserted. Anyway, park the car, go out of the car, and take right. Of course, right, and don't go the other side. The other side is Jordan. Go right, go for, let's say, 100 meters. Don't need any more. 100 meters, and then stop and look around. What is the feeling you're getting? Suddenly you understand that you are something, like you're nothing. You see this desert, and you see the big mountains that are in the view, and you get the feeling that, wow, this is the creation. So in other words, in the desert, you feel like the glory of God. You feel, wow, and all those big mountains. So the desert is a place where you get humbleness. And to receive the Torah, you have to be humble. And that's why, last Parsha, Har Sinai, because the mountain of Sinai was the lowest mountain in the desert. And that's where God chose to give the Torah, to understand from one side the greatness of the creation, from the other side the humbleness to get the Torah. And this is the only way to understand the greatness of God and be humble, who we are. And from humbleness, that's the way to learn, that's the way to achieve things. Those who are pride with themselves, they're proud, it's not going to give them anything. Because, you know, when you want to teach somebody and he thinks he knows it all, he's not going to learn and you cannot teach him. But if you look at life and you just, like from humbleness point, who am I? Moshe Rabbeinu, from one side, the greatest guy of all, and from the other side, the most humble guy in the world. And look at his greatness, because greatness comes from humbleness. This is one, and this is exactly the way to take the Torah. And now, what is fire? Fire is excitement. Fire can be good and can be bad. Also the desert. You can chas v'shalom die in the desert. And the desert is like a place where belongs to nobody. And the fire, it can be bad and it can be the best thing in the world. The fire, which is the symbol of your excitement, of your itlavut, to do. Unfortunately, sometimes it goes to the wrong place, to lust and to bad desires. But if we take this desire and take it to the direction of the Torah, wow. And how do we do this? So the desert, what is the most important thing that a human being needs in the desert? Water. What is water? Water is Torah. Water is the essence of life. In other words, in the desert, with humbleness and seeing the greatness of God, you want water. You want the Torah. And you want the Torah, you desire the Torah like fire. So this is the way to receive the Torah. באש, במים ובמדבר. And when we're talking about this, the Torah tells us, שאו את ראש כל עדת בני ישראל למשפחותם לבית אבותם במספר שמות. One of our biggest problems today, talking about receiving the Torah, is when we look around and we see that people don't even know what they're doing here. The ignorance on the religion is unbelievable. And that's what the Torah tells us. Su et rosh, with the counting Am Yisrael, says, put your head up, because you have to control your body with the head. Don't let your desire control. Let your head control. And how do you control? What's the most important thing in Am Yisrael? The mishpacha, the family, the Jewish home. Kol adat bnei Israel, everybody together. Kol mishpachotam, be connected to your family. Like the Rav Adam Sinai says, in life you have the general thing and you have the individual. We are individual in this general thing. We have like in a family. There is a way you look, I am an individual in my family. So what can the family do for me? That's wrong thinking and looking at things in the wrong way. It's what I can give to the family. That's the way to build a good family, a good society, a good nation. In other words, le mishpechotam. That's the main basic thing, to be connected to the family, to contribute to the family. The whole counting of Sfirat HaOmer, it was an individual thing, and we come to it in a minute. Le bet avotam. Again, to the house of the fathers, of our ancestors, the tradition. Those are the things that give us the right to be here in Eretz Yisrael. And, by the way, it's again and again, for example, Itchem yu ish lemate, ish rosh lebet avotav. What is ish, ish? Ish, ish, ish. And again, you have it up. What ish? We said it for a few times. When ish, in a simple translation, a man. A ish, a human being. Every time that there is that we achieve, let's say, the goal, or we are specialized in something, it's a ish. For example, Mordechai Yehudi. Ish Yehudi haya b'Shushan HaBira. There was this Jewish guy in Shushan HaBira. What? He was the only Jewish guy? There were, who know, hundreds of thousands in Shushan, in Persian. So why is he Ish Yehudi? Because in being Jewish, he got to the highest level. He didn't care about what Haman says. He didn't bow. He didn't do anything. He was a proud Jew. That's why he's Ish Yehudi. Moshe Rabbeinu, we just talked about him. Ish Elokim, the man of God. Again, he got to the level to get so close to God that he was Ish Elokim, the man of God. So what is the Torah trying to tell us here? Ish lemate. And what is the meaning of being an Ish? And this is what he's saying to us. We have to be an Ish. We have to take our abilities and our potential and use it in the best way that we can to be a Ish. It's this story they're telling about this rich guy. He was in property, and one day he drives with his, let's say, his Mercedes, his Rolls Royce in Bnei Brak, and he sees this group of youngsters sitting on the bank stuff outside the line, like they were not learning, not doing anything, and joking with the people on the street. So he stops near them with his car, and then Shua is going now to tell them off, and he's coming. See, you look at me, you see, I'm a rich guy. I am a developer. I am real estate, one of the biggest in Israel. Do you know how I got so successful? I'll tell you. When I hear that there was something to be sold, let's say a property, I come a few days before its end. Before all the offers are being closed, and then they're going to choose who is winning this. What offer is going to be the winner? And I come a few days before, and I'm asking, what is the highest offer you got? For example, he tells me, because of course he wants me to give a higher offer. Says me, for example, 1.5 million. So I'll go, I give an offer, a written offer, on 1,200,000. And you know, mostly I win. He says, how can it be? You will ask me, how can it be? Yes, those kids, those youngsters asking, yes, how can you're offering a lower price and you are getting it and you're winning this deal? He says, yes, you know why? Because I add down, when I finished my offer, I say I'm going to pay cash on the spot today. Now, most of the people that go on projects like this, they take loans from the bank and sometimes they give payments. Now, when the guy sees that he's got here somebody that is going to pay cash on the spot, he prefers to get a little less, but cash now, with no problem, no hassle. And they look at him and say, what do they want from them? What's the connection between what they sitting there and playing around instead of going to learn? Well, what does he want from them? He says, and he starts walking to his car back. And he goes there, well, you know why? If I will once pay with, let's say, a fake check, or my check is going to bounce, do you think anybody's going to give me any more? No. So I want to tell you something. You come from good homes. You know what Torah is. You know what learning, the meaning of learning is. But you chose the street. Why did you choose the street? Because the street pays cash. You get it now. You know, you go sit and learn, pray, do mitzvahs. You don't see the reward now. It's going to happen, who knows why, who knows when. You pray to God, you sit and learn. But when you here run after the joys of life, you enjoy now. You eat something good. You eat a good steak. Wow, you're enjoying it now. You're joking around, enjoying life. But you have to understand, this is not real money. This is a fake money. It's fake money. It's going to go like a boomerang back to you. And you know it as well as I know. And he was walking to his car, got in, smiled to them, started the engine, and he smiles to them and says, you can still fix it. Choose the right place. Don't take the fake money that the street gives you. And I think it's so clever, this story, that really in life, you know, we have all those things around us. Really today, like it's everywhere. All those, unfortunately, things that some of them are really, really bad for us. But we get cash. We get the joy now. We get to enjoy it now. Now we get the reward. But it's a fake reward. It's nothing. And that's exactly the point. We have to connect to our families, to our fathers, to our mothers, to our parents, to our ancestors. And that's the only way. And when the Torah tells to us, 1 minute, let me find it. וחנו ישראל איש על מחנהו ואיש על דגלו לצבאותם. And איש על דגלו באותות לבית אבותם, everyone with his flag, באותות and signs to the house of the fathers again, יחנו בני ישראל, they parked מנגד, in front of, around אוהל מועד, around the Torah. And that's איש על דגלו. What do you mean? They had only Arba Galim, they had only 4 flags. And signs, okay, they had 12. But what is Ish al Diglo? It says, each one of us has got his own flag, its own potential, its own things to do. And we have to take this potential together, to give it to each other. We can go on and speaking on this, Ish al Diglo, the meaning of a flag. What is it all about? The belonging to a flag. A flag is something that you put high and you look to it. And our flag is the flag of the Torah. But each one of us got a private flag. That's what we're counting the Omer. We're counting the Omer to build ourselves, to build our own flag. But take this flag, and this is together around Oel Moed, to get to the moment of Ma'amad al-Sinai, standing in front of the Mount of Sinai, like one, together. And I want to end this, I always tell this story, to understand and realize, how can we get to Ve'ahavta L'Reacha Kamocha? How can we get to this level? What is a trigger that we can use in order to make it? Because it's not, everybody loves himself. We are sometimes in an ego trip. How do we find a way? And this reminds me, a few years ago, I went to the supermarket to buy something. It was Erev Yom Tov or something, and it was so crowded, and I was choosing the lines on the cash register. They were wow, and then I saw in the end, one place there were only 2 people waiting for the bill, so I went there. Unfortunately, I did a big mistake. Why? There were one lady with her daughter, and in front of her was another one with, like, the wagon was full on top, and the girl there was a beginner. She was learning the job. She was starting. Oh, wow. Every item she took a time to find where is the barcode. And then the place was not big on the other side. She has to put it on the side, and the lady has to go to the other side and pack the things and put them in the wagon. It was taking, wow. Suddenly, and I was also thinking already, I put a few things I took back, and somebody, or go somewhere else. I'm not going to wait here till she's going to finish this thing. Then there is another customer, another wagon full. And suddenly I see the woman that was in front of me before the other lady, telling something to her daughter. And her daughter went to the other side, and she went to the wagon of the other lady, and they were starting helping her packing it and giving it to the girl that was doing the cash register, or how you call it, the kupa. And it was going, wow. I says, why? Look at it. This is this is love your fellow man like you love yourself. Unbelievable. And it was going quickly. And then I stopped for 1 minute. Is this really? Who is this lady helping? Is she really helping to the lady in front of her, or to the cashier, or is she helping herself? Because while she is doing this, she is going to help herself and be much quicker to go home with all the stuff she bought. And she's also helping me behind her. In other words, if we think and understand that we all one, and we help to our fellow man, we're really helping ourselves. This is something that we can put in mind. This picture of this lady and her daughter helping to the other lady, and really, while doing this, they're really helping themselves. And this is Ve'ahavta L'Reacha Kamocha. And mitoch shelo lishma ba lishma. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes you do things from, let's say, not exactly the ideal reason, but from this, mitoch shelo lishma, even if it's something ego-centric in this, like you want to help yourself, but you're still helping the others. And from this, you will come, Be'ezrat Hashem, le've'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, in the best way that can. So we are a few days before Matan Torah. Each one of us got his own flag. Each one of us has to prepare himself with his talent, with his abilities. But take it with our masoret, take it from our ancestors, and let's help each other and use the potential we have to gather together and receive the Torah. And remember, ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, any way you look at it, you're really helping yourself. And sometimes maybe this, if you put it in your head, is going to help us to be much better people. All the best.